I just can't take no pleasure in killing. Just some things you gotta do. Don't mean you have to like.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
You want to know what happens to an eyeball when it gets punctured? You got any idea how much blood jets out of a guy's neck when his throat's been slit?
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
What up, everyone? DJ Anubis here with you on the Metal Time Radio podcast with my ghoul brother from another ghoul mother, Mr. Tony of the Dead. We are the Ghouls of Midnight. Each week, we alternate picks, choose a film to review. This time it is my turn, episode 74, ranking them up. And I chose 2022's Venus. I remember that Neko and I had done a trailer reaction to this some time ago, but the funny thing is I didn't think it was quite this old, but it is. Time flies.
Yeah.
But before I get into all the details and for Tony's first thoughts, let's revisit the trailer for Venus.
The
qué tienes miedo, criatura?
Ay, pena, penita. Pena de mi corazón, que me corre por la vena, con la
¿A qué ha venido usted?
¡déjala!
Ya no hay marcha atrás. Vamos a bailar.
There you have it. So, Venus is my notes up here. 2022 Spanish supernatural action horror thriller directed by Jaume Balagueró from a screenplay by Balagueró and Fernando Navarro, loosely inspired by H.P. Lovecraft's short story The Dreams in the Witch House. And it stars Ester Esposito as Lucia, Angela Cremante as Rocio, Inez Fernandez as Alba, and then that's pretty much just actresses' names and actors' names from there. They don't really give me the character name. So this is a Spanish film, so it's on Shudder. If anybody has that, you will notice it's subtitled, so be ready for that.
Yeah.
I kind of knew that going in initially, but yeah, your first thoughts watching this?
Well, like I always say, I didn't watch a trailer. I just went right into it. Right away, the girl's dancing and she's incredibly hot, and I was like, okay, I like this. And then it almost seems like in the beginning it's going to turn into like a John Wick type of film. Like they start kicking each other's ass, and she's stabbed in the leg and all that. You know?
Yeah.
And then it turns into something totally different. It kept me intrigued. I will say that my first thought. So that's a good thing, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, I think the worst thing that I'll say now is probably having to read everything, because it does take away. Like this movie, I feel like you have to watch it and not look down, like, you know. But other than that, I mean, yeah, it kept you interested and intrigued, and like, because it's like, you know, we didn't say what it was about, but like her taking that stuff to a haunted house with lots of stuff going on in this building. It's like crazy. It's like like we were talking about the other day, the MacGuffin.
Yep.
Like the MacGuffin.
Yeah, it's interesting for me because, like you said, whenever you have to spend too much time reading, because these subtitles, they go by pretty quickly sometimes. So you're trying to read and keep up with what's going on the screen. So it does make it difficult. The other thing was, I remember seeing the trailer initially, and really because there's moments in the trailer where you almost have this like psychedelic feel because of the dancing, the lights, and everything else. So I kind of thought this would be almost like a mind trip kind of thing. And in some ways it was. Like there were times in this film, because even Neko was watching it with me, you didn't know what was real and what wasn't. So like there was doing a lot of different things there with that.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier in the film, like as it's weird because it's kind of like a slow plot at first, because it looks like it is going to be more of like a thriller where she's just trying to get away from this mafia because she took a bag of drugs from them. So I'm thinking, did I really choose this? Because like is this a horror or what is this? But through about halfway through, you start realizing that there is a supernatural element to the film, and that starts playing a whole other part, because now you have the girl, these witches that are there, and then you have the mafia. So it's like three different sects going on here, and so it all comes to a head towards the end of the film. But yeah, so Lucia, this woman here, she has a sister that lives in this apartment building, and so she, at the beginning, she's a dancer, a go-go dancer. She, for whatever reason, steals a bag of drugs, which we find out she is actually tied to one of the mafia guys. It was like a thing they had agreed to do on, which was kind of an interesting twist. Yeah. But she gets stabbed by one of the mafia guys who's actually watching over the club, because he catches her, and so they're in a fight, and then whatever, and then she makes it out, but leaves that guy alive, which is probably her first mistake. She probably should have just broke his neck or something, because she knows they're going to come after her. There's just no way.
Yeah.
So she goes to this apartment building where her sister lives. Her sister has a young daughter named Alba, and she's kind of like rehabbing there, which again, like one day Neko kept saying is like she had that open wound. I'm like, you should have sewed that shit up somehow. Like,
yeah, really.
her shit's gonna get infected.
It just keeps getting more infected, and fungus, or not fungus, pussy, and eventually cockroaches come out of it.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's what happens.
Which was part of her dream too, because so she's having these dreams and hallucinations. At first, I really didn't even know what she had. Like, I guess I must have missed it. I thought maybe it was either like money or something, but then I find out later she does have like all these pills, which comes into play. But anyway, she's kind of left there while her sister disappears at some point, and she's watching over the young kid.
Yeah.
Young girl starts talking about a friend in the building, a woman that she says gives her these items that are really weird, and like it's almost it's not really mystical, but just weird items that kind of like make Lucia a little bit concerned. Like, who is this? Like,
even
the girl describes this woman as weird and scary and all this stuff. So we do find out this woman here is the one that owns the building. And so it isn't long before we kind of realize that her and a couple of her little female hen group are actually witches. And their goal is to basically use Alba as a vessel for this. I can't even pronounce the name of this being that they're trying to bring into the world, but it's certainly like a god or a demon of sorts.
Some Cthulhu sounding kind of name.
It sounds like an L, and I can't remember how to even pronounce it, but it was like a long name. I'm like, I'm not trying to pronounce that. I don't know what that is. But so the other thing is, we start finding out that these women have actually been killing kids inside the building for a while. Like, these kids were disappearing, and sacrificial things to to this god that they're doing. And so there is some very interesting visuals in there, especially with the hallucinations and stuff like that. Because like I said, every time you think that you're seeing something that's real, it's all of a sudden it turns like there's a really cool scene, and this is old enough where we don't care about spoilers, but I remember when she bumps into her sister in the hallway, and then her daughter takes the knife and is like stabbing her neck. I was like, holy fuck. So I like some of those visuals and like how they integrated that gore and stuff. They weren't shy of it at all.
No.
Obviously the mafia, they are trying to track her down. They even have their own, like, I forget the one dude's name, but he's the one who like wants to smell the blood. And he's talking to that like mystic or whatever that's saying that you need to check into I think he said Roshia. I might have mentioned the name or something, but they figure out that she's with her sister. So they're gonna go to the apartment building, and they've got a bunch of guys. First, our mystic guy goes up there and he's talking with those three ladies. And I saw this coming a long way. This reminded me a lot of this scene from what's the zombie flick? Salem. Yeah, the movie he did with his wife. Salem's in the title. I can't remember the whole fucking thing. I can't believe that.
I can't remember.
Jeez, it's gonna bug me.
We gotta look it up.
Yeah, and it's funny because I keep telling myself I'm not the biggest fan of it, but Lords of Salem, that's what it is.
Oh.
So
I never saw it.
There's a scene similar to that when these witches are sitting there and talking to this guy. I forget his name again, but he's the one that's talking to the mystic. So he's very weird, but he knows how to find people. That's what he does.
Yeah.
But the girls end up killing him, and they fuck him up pretty bad. These women are pretty creepy, pretty crazy, and then they even figure, because they know that this girl Lucia is going to try to prevent them from getting Alba.
Yeah.
So they've already captured Rocio, how you pronounce her name, and they have her like on a chain, and that was kind of some fucked up shit there. But they end up conjuring this creature. And he was a pretty scary dude, big dude. And somehow he's in their bathroom in the apartment. And so the guy that Lucio is working with to try to dupe the big boss ends up coming there, and so he stabs her because he's now scared of the boss. Like, he doesn't want the boss to kill him, and he's going to pretend that he's the good guy that found the missing drugs and get rid of the girl in the process, even though he is very pained by it because he loves the girl, but it's a big mess. So stabs her, but then ends up getting attacked by this big thing in the bathroom, which it's kind of funny because the little girl's like, "It's in there."
It's in there.
Yeah, what you're looking for is in there. And so then, so he gets, his head just explodes. Like, once the guy grabs his head, is like, boom, shatters his head.
Holy shit!
Right? Impressive shit. That's good stuff.
It took me a while to squeeze his head and pop it, though. I was more worried about my titties. The way my head is on this body, though, I look like I have a nice bloody chest.
But do you have a little hand?
It's my strong hand.
You know exactly what we were talking about. Her and I were laughing at those scenes on YouTube last night so much. Oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah.
I fucking got in the bed. I was like, she was already in bed, so I like laid down. I put my fingers next to her face, like, "Oh, I'm gonna pinch your little face cheek with my little hand."
Oh. Just serve her mashed potatoes and stuff with it. Oh god.
Got this little stink hole on the turkey.
Oh. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so yeah. But back to this movie.
Yeah.
So basically, after he's done this, and of course the boyfriend is toast, the witches come back in. So the main matriarch, she comes in, and this was a pretty brutal scene for me because she ends up telling the woman, like, "Yeah, we're going to take the girl. She's going to be our vessel. You played your part." So she takes her knife, or the same knife, and hits the girl again, and then like literally cuts up, like opens up her fucking stomach. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. That's like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah. That was some gross shit.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking to myself at this point, I'm like, well, I thought she was kind of a hero, because I'm thinking, okay, this is kind of cool if she goes, and it wouldn't be your usual cliche where like the bad guys win per se. So like she'd be like this hero that comes in and stops this thing, because they're having to do this incantation and everything while there's like this eclipse. And I don't know if it's with Venus, because they play with the whole idea of Venus and stuff like in this.
Yeah.
And I think her stage name was Venus too, or something like that. But either way, I'm thinking she's dead. Like, she's not doing very well. She's on the floor and she's bleeding, and they take the girl, and then they get this kind of cool scene where they got the little girl in this circle. And I don't know who the fuck these dudes were, but Missy's like, it looks like Papa from Ghost, but anyway, you see like a little bit on the bottom there, there's like these tentacles coming out. And so this is basically almost like part of the whole Lovecraft thing with, Cthulhu and shit like that. So we've got these tentacles coming out, and they're wrapping around the girl, which is a cool effect. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, man, time's running out here. So what's going to happen? And so then I start thinking like Hereditary, because that ending is pretty bleak. Yeah. But anyway, Lucia, she just snaps out of it. She comes back out of that, pain, death fiend or whatever. So we get this elongated thing where finally she's like, takes this staple gun and is like stapling her fucking stomach back, which is crazy. But
nothing fell out. Nothing fell out.
And I'm like, why didn't you do that earlier with your leg? Like,
yeah, seriously.
Yeah, so I was like, it's a little late for that, but it's okay. She was stapling her shit up, and then she taped it, kind of like in Dog Soldiers a little bit. But then she's like pretty badass, right? So she comes out, she takes one of the shotguns that one of the mafia guys had after she's killed them and everything, and of course goes up to where the ritual is, and she kills one of the witches, like just blows her fucking
Yeah,
down the
she like
hallway.
was gonna run after her. She's like,
Yeah,
it was that short one.
yeah,
That had the
really
veil.
annoying one.
Yeah,
Yeah, so she knocks her out, and then the other two come out, and they're like surprised. Like the matriarch's like, I didn't see it because like there's this painting of the big thing that we saw earlier with this woman sitting on this throne. And you know, we kind of figure that Lucius kind of has a resemblance to this woman in the figure painting, but the matriarch's like, yeah, I didn't see it. I can't believe you must be the one.
yeah.
But I'm confused at this point because I thought initially before the matriarchs cut her up, I thought, oh, she's going to be the one that she's going to be the vessel. Like something's going to happen.
Yeah.
But then when she started dying, it's like, well, maybe not. Yeah. So, but then again, we're thrown back here where the matriarch and the other remaining witch are down by her legs, are like basically worshiping her.
Yeah.
And then all you see is like she just takes the shotgun and like blows them heads off or whatever. They don't really show this part of it, which is unfortunate. But
yeah, like why would you not show like the main characters, like the main villains getting killed?
That's what I'm saying. Like they kind of, and then like this is where sort of my problem with the movie is. The scene we get left is there's remaining monsters, including the big boss, waiting outside the building. So she comes out with the little girl holding the hand, and it's like you get this nice little bit of music, and you know she's got the crown on, and so my confusion here is she really the vessel for what was supposed to be this being, or did it just go away? Like I don't know. And even when she comes out, the big boss is like kneeling to her, like it almost like
he started crying.
Yeah.
Started crying.
Right. And so I may have to look up like exactly what the explanation is for all this, because I was confused. I did not know what was going on here.
I think it I mean, God, she's cut from like all the way up half their stomach, and then she just succumbs to when the eclipse happens. So I'm just gonna take it as she is the vessel, and you know, but I don't know, it shouldn't like it should heal itself. You're that powerful that like you're making these guys that never laid eyes on you cry and shit. It's like I don't know. It sounds weird. Maybe the story's better.
Yeah. Well, the only other explanation for me is that he had some sort of respect for her because he knew he had guys in there and they're all dead. So like the fact that she survived, like maybe he just felt like, wow, you're a badass, you know. But they were trying to, like she said something about her being the light, which is the opposite of the other creature that would have been dark.
Yeah.
And so I don't really know if the painting was supposed to be a representation of her being like good, and then the creature was like on the chain and the leash is being bad. Like, I don't know.
Or maybe because she is good, now the vessel's good.
That's a possibility too. But then they really never show like whether or not the creature went away from the little girl, and then because the creature was basically wrapping itself around the girl, and then we don't see any kind of resolution to that after she kills the two witches that are remaining. So it's a little.
What happened to the guys that the tentacles were coming out of them? Where'd they go?
Exactly. Yeah.
The tentacles just crawled right up their assholes again, and I guess they scooted back into closets or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of unanswered questions there at the end there, but
yeah.
I actually did enjoy this film. I did like it. I think I would like to see a dubbed version of it, so that like you know, whether or not they have one, I don't know, but I would like to see one because it'd be a little bit easier to watch the film if it was.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if there's like a director's cut, I'd like to see a little bit more if they had anything else to add to explain some of that stuff at the end, because I don't know if it was just time constraints, but it seemed like it was wrapped up pretty quickly within that last 10 minutes.
Yep.
And
like what they do in American Horror Story at the last episode's always like, whoop, throw it all in once. We can't make another 6 more episodes or something, you know.
Well, the frustrating thing about shit like that is when they end on a cliffhanger and then they don't even address it in the beginning of the next episode.
Yeah.
So then you're like, well, okay, what happened? Like, you know, we don't have answers over here.
Yeah. I don't know. I agree though. Like, I did like the movie. Kept my attention, but that ending was not the best endings. You know, it had a very strong, like powerful, like, oh, what's going to happen? When she's wakes up and she's crawling on the ground, I'm like, just stay down. Like, just, I know it's like your niece and that, but like, stay the hell down. You're
Well,
like
that was the
gonna
other thing
fall.
too, is because once she stapled herself up,
Yeah.
she ended up pulling out all those drugs, and she took like a bunch of them.
Oh, that's
So
right. Yeah.
I'm thinking she's going all ham. I'm thinking machetes, heads coming off. I thought she was gonna go ape shit. Like that's the way I was looking at it.
Yeah.
Because she had this like very serious look, like I'm gonna go fuck shit up, and she does, do some things, but not to the extent that you think is gonna happen. Like a lot of the craziness happened before that.
Yeah.
So I really like you said, when it came to the final two witches, I would have liked to see her maybe like put the shotgun on one of their mouths and just watch it take out the back of their head,
Right. Well, the one that, like the main one, you only hear one gunshot, which they
Right.
should have heard two. But
Right.
like she shoots the main one, they don't see it, but they should have showed like this, like you said, the side of her head, and then just like a quick, and then nothing. You don't even see this. You see her do this, and it fades.
And the other thing is too, like you said, if she is the vessel and could have healed herself, then she wouldn't need a shotgun to kill them. She would have had some special power to do that.
Yeah.
Because we're talking like, that little girl is going to have tentacles coming out of her a-hole at some point. So like, I don't know. There's just too much unanswered here, like for how he wrapped it up in the end. It was just way too quick.
Yeah.
But I did like it. I would have liked to see a little bit more too of some of the visuals I thought were going to happen. Like those club scenes were cool. Like those go-go dancers were really great. And like, I really liked that and the way they were playing with the lights and everything. So, I mean, I like that, but it wasn't a lot of that. It just that was more at the beginning and whatever, but
yeah.
All right. Well, your final thoughts and your rating for Venus.
Well, final thoughts. I'm up there with you. I did enjoy the movie. It kept me interested. I did like the main character. I thought she did a good job. I thought everybody kind of played a good part in this. You're supposed to hate who you hate, and that I even liked the little girl. I thought she did an excellent job. I think she was excellent in this movie. And I don't like kids in movies. First, it was like a kid sucked, but like she did a great job.
Between like her and then say the kid from House by the Cemetery, they're vastly different.
Oh, even he don't even like that because it's not his voice; it's somebody else's. So.
Yeah,
but like, I mean, everything you said, I agree with because that was my one gripe was that ending. Like, what the hell is that? Like she's got cut away. I can understand if she got stabbed a couple times. Like, okay, you got up, but she could have at least been healed or something, and a little bit of an explanation. I think the main mob boss guy that they brought in was excellent. I thought he was creepy and scary as hell. And I feel like at the end she should have did something and popped his head and had them all like bow down to her or some shit,
because all you get is like she walks past him and she turns and she's smiling. I'm like,
yeah,
what is it?
Where are you going now?
Right,
stay in the fucking building.
Right,
it's like technically it's yours now. It's all yours, of course. I guess. And if you can make the mob bosses cry, then the police are probably going to drop their guns or whatever. So I don't know, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Would like to see it dubbed. I guess I don't know. Maybe 6.5. I'd say. Okay. I think that ending killed it, to be honest. But I did like it. 6.5 sounds low, but like I think it is good. It's just having to read it sucked. I can read, but like having to look down sucks. Just in case anybody's like, you can't fucking read, probably. But yeah. All that shit that we said, like all those little major problems.
It's not about reading. It's just that we don't want to have to speed read. Like that's the problem.
Yeah. I was even trying to find an option like on Shudder and other places. Like, no, and all the other times I could find it on anywhere else, it's not English subtitles or anything. So, luckily, this one is the only place you can watch it. But I don't know. I think the sister was also kind of a pointless add to this because she disappears and you don't see her again forever. And she's like chained up and shit.
Yeah, I mean, there was some cool scenes with her, but like somehow I had missed like her just disappearing. Like I thought she went to work or something, and then next thing I know, they're like, "Oh yeah, my sister just disappeared. I haven't seen her. Where do you have seen her?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Did the mafia get her? What happened?"
Uh, yeah, I mean, all this, that was the first conversation with the daughter. They said, like, "Are you my aunt, right?" Yeah, blah, blah. Where's mom? She left her in the night. Well, and she thought the bag was gone, so she thought she took the bag and was going to screw her over, but nope. She got
Yeah,
taken. Which is another dumb scene, right? Is when you find her, her throat is slit, and then she, like, how long? When did they kid her? I don't know. When did they slit her throat, and why did they
yeah,
just
because
hope she would find her?
she dies like soon after she finds her. Like it's like
Yeah,
they have a little talk, and then she just dies. I'm like, well, her throat was already cut, so should have been dead before she
yeah,
even got to you. Because she
yeah,
rushes out because she's chained to a wall. And so she rushes out and tackles her almost, the Lucia, and then Lucia's like, "Oh, Rocio," and then they're talking, but she understands. She's trying to get her off the chain to try to help her, but her throat's been cut. It's like,
yeah.
she
She's
just,
pulling the chain on the wall, and I'm like, oh
yeah.
yeah, I bet she didn't think of that. Like, I'm sure you're going to be able to pull that thick metal. I don't know. I guess I kind of ripped this apart a little bit. And it's not that bad that we're ripping this, but there are some things that's like could have fixed that.
Yeah, my score won't be quite as low, but I did enjoy it. I wish to see a little bit more stuff in it. Obviously, there's some flaws, but I'm giving it more like an 8.5. I did enjoy this. I like the gore effects. I like the story. The acting, as you said, is pretty good.
Yeah.
Just have some problems with the end and maybe just some other things like I don't mind subtitle films, but
Yeah, me either.
again, like we said, if you have to sit there and read it so fast that you have to keep up and watch what's going on, it's a little bit hard to do that.
Yeah, it takes it away,
Yeah, yeah.
I will
All
say
right.
that gypsy that they brought that to was pretty gross.
Yeah.
Like, what did he give her? Like a pair of bloody panties? And she like put them in her mouth, and all you hear is like, I'm like, and even thinking about this, like, I'm like, I could dry heave right now.
Yeah.
That
person
I'm
was
sensitive.
just as creepy as the witches themselves.
Then she spits out like a pit, and it lands right on the Venus Hotel. It's like, holy shit! And then she gives the name of the person. Like,
Yep.
that's all she did in the movie. Like, what else you gotta know? Where is she? I'll take her. I'll bring her some bloody panties. my own.
I'm gonna bring you some underwear with shit stains. Let you eat that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, give us your thoughts if you've seen this film. Hit
Yeah.
us up in the comment section. Let us know what you thought. Hit like and subscribe, and please go like and subscribe to Mr. Tony the Dead. We would be leaving here to go do our next review, episode 75, with Mr. Tony's pick, Tales from the Crypt, 1972. Yep. So thanks again for the support. We shall see you next time on the Motel Radio Podcast.
Peace.